Holy shit, dude. What have we done? The mistakes that we're making right now, unbelievable.
They're going to haunt us for years. Are you kidding me?
Decades, baby. All right. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? Thanks for tuning in to what might be the biggest mistake of my entire career. I'm Glenn Hausman, along with the incredible Craig Sullivan over there. And Craig, you know, I was originally just going to call the show How to Destroy 25 Years of Hard Work with just video, but I thought that was a little bit too on the nose.
Just a skosh too long. So how are you, Glenn?
Good. How
Great
you
to
doing,
be here. Excited.
Yeah, I am a little fried. I'm excited. I'm a little jacked. I'm a little bit whatever. This is going to be an interesting dynamic for me because usually on No Vacancy Live, I'm going back and forth with Anthony and all of that kind of stuff. Today, I got you, my friend. This is so great to see you, Craig.
Oh, it's so good to see you. And, you know, we haven't been in the same room since March 5th of last year. I can't believe it.
I can't even believe it either. It's ridiculous. The last time I saw you, I just stuffed myself filled with barbecue. I think I had it smeared all over my face. I get into the Uber car with the one and only Bruce Ford over there. We are a little bit sloppier than we probably should have been, but thank goodness you hooked us up with a little bit of a hotel room so we could sleep it off before taking an overnight flight. Now that was a great way to end my career on the road. Pick up residents here at the Hausman Pool Club and Smokehouse.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? I'm coming from you for the Sullivan Beach House. So, hey, it's all good. I think I've got better weather than you, though.
You do have better weather than me. I've got a little bit of crappy weather going on here right now. But let's start off by saying, who are we? Why are we here? What's going on with this? So, you know, Craig, one of the things is we really found that we really miss the interactions, the fun, having a good time at the bar after the conference and all of that. So we said, shit, man, we got to do something different. We got to do something fun. Oh, Matthew, no vacancy. Take a shot. So we decided we're going to do this thing to try to capture the spirit, have a little bit of fun. Because you know what? You and I, we both do these serious shows all the time. We're always trying to be focused and all that. And I just can't stand it anymore, Craig.
It's time to go on the lighter side. Let's have a little libation, a little laughter, a little conversation. Have some fun. It's Friday. We're wrapping up the week.
Right, that's all right. So listen, we're gonna have our drinks in just a minute, although I might already be sneaking in a little bit here. But here is what you all can expect. All right. We're gonna take a little rewind, our Friday night audit. Get it? Very clever over there. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. We're gonna take a look at the week's events over there. And then also, Craig, up on Facebook, I put a post up on social media asking, hey, what's the most awkward guest interaction you've ever had and what made it so weird from you? So we're going to get into those questions and lots more. All right, everybody who's listening out there, do us a favor, share the show, let people know what we're doing, that we're having a good time over here, that it's ready for you guys to participate as well. Let us know what you're thinking and all that kind of stuff. Craig, why don't you take it away?
Well, you know, for our very first show, we've got a great guest that's joining us. Now, you've got to be about revenue performance. And we've got the one, the only, Kate Berta of Kate Berta & Company joining us today. And she's going to share some insights for you. Kate, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm so excited to be your first guest on the inaugural show. And when Glenn's like, let's just take our careers down, I'm like, I'm with you. Let's
here's the thing. He said you're going to be giving us insights and stuff. I don't really know if we're going to be able to get to any of that, but what are you going to do?
You know that's the plan for Monday morning versus Friday night.
It sure does. I love the regret of Monday mornings. I'm one of the only people that really embrace that. But what are you going to do? All right. So, this week, we're going to be doing a little bit of a starter drink to get us going. I don't want to go too far into the show. We're going to get to know Kate in just in a couple of minutes, but we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here. That's why this week we're going easy. We're starting with beer, and then the next few weeks what we're going to be doing is we're going to start to bring in some professional bartenders and all of that, give you guys an idea of a drink of the week. So that way you can join us and participate along with us. So let's take a look at my special beer fridge. So I got to tell you guys, I love drinking beer. I drink beer probably more than I should, but well, Craig knows that because he also does the same sort of thing. So we do that together an awful lot, Kate. So what I decided, being that it's the dead of winter here and being that it's very stressful over here, I decided to create my own beer fridge over here. So this is the official Friday Night Audit beer cam over there. So it's a balmy 18 degrees outside right now. So I said, hey, let's get a couple of different beers. Let's do all of that. So my favorite type of beer that I'm drinking right now is a blonde, but I also like lagers. Kate, what do you like drinking?
Well, if it's blonde, I immediately said blonde. I'm like, well, I prefer brunette. But you know what? I'm gonna go. I went to Wisconsin. I went to school in Wisconsin, and you know, there's only so many beers in one's lifetime that you can have. So I'm doing a little bit more of a chick drink because I'm bringing a little chick vibe to the trifecta. So I'm drinking it's almost a beer. It's almost a beer.
Now, I want you to know that we love Kate, but we're going to try to have on as many women as possible so that way we can get away with saying more offensive things than we could have otherwise. It's just so
offensive. Never happened.
Right. I love the drink. Greg, what's your favorite type of beer?
Well, I got one right here. Okay, but we're not going to show who it is unless we're doing product placement and they pay us to be on the show.
It's a great place to say Friday Night Audit Lager. Special
cheers
beer. Cheers. All right, so we thought it would really be important to provide a public service to help you guys understand how to prepare beer. It's much more complicated than you think. You can't just have a beer. You've got to prepare it in the proper way. So the first thing you need to ask yourself, is this a twist off or do you need an opener? Now, you think this is funny that you're saying, Glenn, why are you asking all this? But I got to tell you, I went years without even realizing that you can twist off domestic beers, but when you get to those imports or specialty beers, that's when you need the bottle opener. So I can't even tell you how many times when I was younger, I had like a domestic beer before I realized they were horrible, that I was just sat there, looking at the tap on, crying because I didn't know how to open it. If only I had empowered the twist move, I would have been saved.
Well, you know, Glenn, all I can say is any hope for us getting Anheuser-Busch on just went out the window. So
has bought up all of these small specialty breweries all around the country. So I'm in the clear. Yes, I like Shock Top Anheuser-Busch. Feel free to send us a case anytime you'd like.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
So, Glenn, what do you do when you don't have your bottle opener? How do you get that beer open?
All right. So this has always been a problem with me. So typically when I'm on the road, I bring a bottle opener, wine opener with me, and I always keep it in my overnight bag, right? I'm one of those guys that never does the luggage overhead, so I could bring in a lot more metal products by throwing it under there, you know, whatever it might be in case, you know, some weaponry in case I wind up in a knife fight. You always just want to be prepared for what's going to be going on. So I have that, you know, I have the bottle opener screw top thing. So I'm typically it's okay. But every once in a while I'm caught short, right? And you know, you got to use your teeth, right? Who doesn't? I'm really worried. My kids just got their braces off this week. That is not the move for them. I'm going to try to steer them towards some other directions. But I was never able to do the lighter move. Kate, are you able to do that great little lighter thing?
No. You know, I was thinking about talents, and I have seen, and I've been, through my 25 years of marriage, my husband has never shown me how he can open a bottle of beer with a sandwich. Now that I know.
You say a sandwich?
Sandwich?
A sandwich.
Oh, sandwich.
Oh, sandwich. Okay.
I'm like, hey, you motherfucker, give me a ham and rye.
I know I'm old and my hearing's going, but I didn't think it was that bad. So.
Or a sandwich. And I have opened a beer with a seatbelt. You know, which
that's clever.
Yeah.
Right. What about you, Craig? What's your biggest move?
Well, my biggest move is usually using the door frame in the bathroom. So where the lock goes in, I don't want to damage the furniture or anything else. And I always make sure that it's always on, the screws are in there tight. If I can jiggle it, I don't do it. But I always have, that's my EDC, my everyday carry. I've always got a bottle opener.
That's awesome. We got a lot of people.
Now, that may come with age, and because we are drinking, smoking usually goes hand in hand with that. But yeah,
we got a lot of people watching over on LinkedIn feed and on my personal Facebook page. If you guys would like to throw in how you like to open your beer bottles when caught in a pinch, then maybe we could discuss some of those particular things over there, because this is such an important topic for all of us. And Craig, you just said how you use that inside door, right?
Yeah.
Again, me not so smart. I was over at Resorts World Casino up in Monticello this week with producer Dave and Anthony for our No Vacancy live show. And take a shot. And what happened was, I go up and I'm going to buy some beers because it's Saturday night. It's 9:45. The casino has to close at 10 p.m. and I can't get any more alcohol after 10 p.m. So I go and I grab myself a couple of beers in the convenience store, and I'm like, you have to drink your beers in your room, and they wouldn't open it. So the woman behind the cash register actually said, use the door handle, the little slot in the door, on how to do it. So following in your vein, Craig, I went over there and I went into my room, but instead of using the one in my room, I used the one in the hallway to get into my room, clicked it, and then beer went everywhere. In the hallway, or in my room.
He's also not telling you. He's also not saying how he spent about $70 on those beers.
And everybody, this is producer Dave. Dave, great story. Thank you.
Dave's selling me out. Dave's going to be coming on to do lots of commentary from here and there, just to mostly embarrass me is kind of what I got to say. I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job of doing it myself right about now.
Now, I've got one more story for you on this. I had an admin, best person in the world, Nancy Nguyen. Okay. She could open a bottle of beer with a single piece of paper.
Wow.
Now, she would fold it and fold it and fold it tight and put it in her hand. Pop, pop, pop. Great way. If you're going to go hustle people for money, these are great $5 bets, and you can put some cash in your pocket. Now, I never mastered it. I'm not that talented. But yeah, Nancy got it down pat. Glenn, we'll get her to do a video for us, and we'll share that.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive. I like that particular move. But Kate, you've been traveling on a lot of years and stuff like that. I'd love to hear one good beer-related story with you from being on the road. And please, everybody, share this show with others. We're talking hospitality. We're making some laughs over here. Share it. Show your friends that you care. Kate?
Gosh, a beer story from around. I think the biggest thing, and many of us do this though, is making sure that when we go out, that we're drinking the beer from that area, the IPA from that area, the swill that everybody drinks and enjoying it, and that's right. Isn't that and the more you drink of the neighborhood draft, the more the stories ensue. But I'm trying to think of one. I'm trying to think of one that really sticks out. I think I'm going to have to think a little bit more.
All right. So while we're doing that, I think we're going to have to make a drastic move, and we're going to go to the beer cam right now, and we are going to take out another beer right now. All right, we have selected another beer. That's exciting stuff right there. Oh, look at me. Hey, I've got another beer. All right.
I thought you were going to grab one out of the middle and watch the others all plop over.
Right? You know what? I like this view more than this view, for example. And everybody, feel free to comment on which view you like more. Craig, do you have a preference?
Actually, I'm liking the other one. Yes. No.
We'll go with this one for you.
Okay. We'll go for this one for a while. So, how about an interesting beer story?
Yes.
We used to have a place here in California called Busch Gardens. We lost it a long time ago.
You had a Busch Gardens in California?
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, I believe the first one in the nation was here, and it was in Van Nuys, California, a suburb of Los Angeles. That's where their distribution and manufacturing point is. And now, obviously, this was a long time ago because I was in college, and when we were all broke, we were able to sneak into Busch Gardens, go to the beer pavilion, and have free beer all afternoon at Busch Gardens till they chased us out. But they went broke on that, and they had to step up the manufacturing.
Yeah.
But,
all right. Let's bring in Dave for a sec. Dave, you have any unfortunate beer stories that you want to recant with us?
I have way too many. But my question is, Craig, is clearly if you're stealing beer, how much did you impact them going broke? It really.
I think my buddies and I impacted them greatly.
Yeah.
They called him Anheuser broke after that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have a good beer story, but I think I can do a hell of a job shotgunning a beer given my Wisconsin, Minnesota upbringing.
I got to tell you, that always intimidated me. How did you manage to do that? I was always scared I would embarrass myself. It would go all over the place. How did you do it?
It's focus. It's focus. You gotta want it. You gotta want it.
Yeah. Obviously, focus is something that Glenn and I don't have. So,
that's very
I
true.
think I could. I don't know. I mean, if we're talking about career-ending moves, I think I could get a beer and even do a little demonstration.
Okay,
That sounds
You're
like a
on.
tremendous idea.
David,
You're on.
Let's bring Kate out for a second. Let her get that because honestly, she's about to embarrass all of us. So
Right, I know, but what better way to set the tone for Friday Night Audit and our Cavalcade of Fun than starting off with sheer embarrassment of our debut guest?
Well,
Right.
I'm waiting with Glenn and his awesome natural beer fridge outside. I'm waiting for the show to continue to develop. And as those beers freeze towards the end of this show, I'm pretty sure Glenn's going to pop one. It's going to go right in his face. Very similar to Resorts World because we are under the freezing point in New York.
Unfortunately, the beer fridge here is only for limited time. It's not going to work so well in like June and July. That will not be tasty from 5 p.m.
No, not at all. Not at all. And no glass in the swim club. So
That's awesome.
Now, the real question I'm going to have is how is Kate going to pop the back of the beer can for the shotgun? She can use a knife, use a key. I've seen a lot of different ways to hit that back. So let's see.
Right.
Looks like she's
find
back.
out. She's back. Breaking news, Kate.
God, I just started sweating like a farm animal getting this. I realized like with the line.
Well, we're going to make it even more intense because here's a one shot.
All right.
Right up in the ante of pressure. Go for it.
So I just want to point out that it's not a light beer, so I think I get double points. And Dave, I don't know if is there?
Are you talking Weight Watchers points? What kind of points is that?
So Dave, I don't know. Is there a timer, or I don't know if I don't know.
Well, don't worry. We will judge.
don't worry about a timer. Yeah.
All right. Are you ready? All right. Let's go. Ready?
And go.
Cheers.
Whenever you're ready. Look at that.
Well,
Oh my God.
Oh!
Yay!
very good.
Kate, you are such a sport. You are the champion.
I can honestly sit here and say I'm 33 years old and I've never been able to chug a beer like that in my life. So kudos to you, Kate.
yeah.
I'm thoroughly embarrassed.
All right, forget Save Ferris. We got the Save Kate Fund. You can donate to that at our Patreon page over there. Wow.
If you would have asked me on Wednesday or told me on Wednesday that I would be slamming a beer in front of the millions of viewers,
That's right.
Audit, I wouldn't have believed you. I wouldn't.
But anything can happen here. This segment, Dave, I think what we need to do, Dave, is take a look at some news. All right, that was fun. I love doing all these segments. So, okay, guys, listen, I've got some news stories, but first, I wanted to tell you that how much I must miss being on the road. And sadly, since I've been off the road so much, I've developed some really weird idiosyncrasies. We've all struggled. We've all picked up some bad habits. Some of us put on a few pounds. Some started drinking a bit. too much, Kate. Some gave up wearing pants, right? Some I've done all the above. But I've
Glenn
also,
has just described my last year.
right? I've also developed a few other weird habits. So I miss being on the road so much. Sometimes I pack a bag and lose it just for fun, right?
There you go. There you go.
I miss being on the road so much. I converted all of my doors to key card locks. And sometimes just for fun, I can't open them and I need to beg my wife. And she's like, what room are you in, sir? All right. I'm just being on the room so much. I installed an ice machine next to my pillow so the noise will make me feel like I'm in a hotel again.
Hey, Glenn, what about the reader on your phone? Does that open up the locks, or are you still locked out?
I'm very against that. I feel very uncomfortable with that kind of technology because I wonder the condition I'm heading towards right now is usually the condition I'm in when I'm faced with the chore of having to open the door to the room. I can't handle any of that. But I've also got a couple more. I miss the road being on the so much. Sometimes I wear my event lanyard name tag thingy to Stop and Shop and pretend I'm at a trade show and not a supermarket. Just walk up and down the shows, trying to eat some of those free samples. Also, I miss being on the road so much, I removed all the outlets from my house except the ones behind the couch.
All right, I've got one. I miss the road so much. I put my luggage on the treadmill and pretend I'm at DFW.
I love that. I love it. I miss the road so much. I think my dog sit in the living room and listen to me like I'm moderating a panel. So,
Dave, what about you?
I don't really travel that much because I don't have as exciting of a life as all three of you. But my part is I go to Glenn's house and make obnoxious noise outside of his room at about 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Really get that party vibe flowing for all those noise complaints. I know, Glenn, you missed that.
That's right. He's just out there.
I got the boombox like in that movie. I'm just standing outside making a whole bunch of noise.
Right, that's a Peter Gabriel in your eyes reference. And finally, I miss being on the road so much. I sometimes even stick myself with the barbell. All right. So,
hey, I miss the road so much, Glenn. I'm jumping in an Uber and going to my airport and having him bring me back home. So.
To be fair, Glenn and I were just on the road together, and I did stick him with the barbell. So I guess I'm really in the flow of things.
Nice.
All right. Hey, guys, if you guys want to comment, how much do you miss the road and all of that? Ooh, secret identity, Deep Throat has been revealed. Oh, my goodness.
Uh-oh.
Kate, you're a badass. But also,
Kate's a badass.
you're also Amy Montgomery's hero over there. All right. Excellent. Listen, guys, out there watching this show right now, please share it with your friends, with your families, and obviously from the quality of this program with the people that can't stand you. They're the ones that need to watch this show most of all. But also participate with us. Talk to us in that chat room. We want to incorporate you. While we're having a great conversation here, it's all about us being together, forming that community that we have during the week. But this is a time to let go and have some fun. Oh, Craig, someone thought you had a good comment. All right, any more comments about how much you guys miss the road, or should we move on?
Amy misses the road so much. Amy, I think the three people here couldn't agree more with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Dave wonders what the road is like. One day.
I mean, I see all you warriors traveling through the airport hotels and the city hotels, and I'm just like, well, guess I get to go home to my bed tonight with my family and have a nice home cooked meal. You guys don't, though.
Yeah.
No.
I really enjoyed doing that for the first 10 months of the pandemic. Now I'm ready to get back out there with
yes, both Kate and Glenn this. Okay. You guys are road warriors like I am.
Mm-hmm.
What's it been like being with your family every day for a year?
Let me shut the door.
Right?
I think the more important question is, what's it been like for them? How have they been handling you guys being home?
David, that is really the way to put it. I would say not pleasant. Would probably be.
Can we bring your wife and kids in here and see how much they miss you being on the road as well?
I know my wife is
There we go.
of how this is going to go.
Oh God. Yeah, it's yeah, we've all been, locked up for a year, and I get to see my family. Luckily, they're down the road a little bit, but yeah, I mean, it's me and the dog, and I know she's getting tired of my monologues every day. So
Yeah, I've got too many cats around here to count, but they're always around to annoy the heck out of me. All right, so let's move on a little bit, but I did want to say, guys, hey, if you want to sponsor the show, drop us a line. You can drop me a line at glenn@rouse.media. That's glenn@rouse.media. No better way to waste your marketing dollars than putting it down the toilet while watching us drink beer. So be sure to do that. So
that, or if they want to sponsor a segment, you can get a hold of me at Craig@CLIconference.com.
That's right. I mean, how much would you like to sponsor that drinks? Oh, crap. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to run our drink segment logo. Put all that effort into making these damn things. I'm going to run them come hell or high water. And you know what? That just makes me sad and pathetic. Oh, Lord. All right. So let's move on to some news stories that we have going on. Actually, do some news. Greg, what do you got, sir?
You know what? Virgin Hotels Las Vegas is going to open up on March 25th. Virgin Hotels is worked with 5 different designers and contractors on that particular project. You've got the 24 Oxford showroom that accommodates 650 people and has 12 F&B venues. Right there, Glenn. I'm telling you, I'm putting out the vibes to Allie Hope over at Virgin that we're all there for the opening.
I'm going to be so sad that our buddy Raul Leal, the CEO of Virgin, is going to be departing probably before that happens.
Absolutely.
Oh, what bad timing on that. But I can't wait to see what they did with the Hard Rock Hotel Las Vegas. Kate, did you ever go to the Hard Rock?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Did I get that wrong? I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, it's fantastic. I've enjoyed all the ones I've been to. Excuse me, I'm getting all choked up by like
Well, talking about the Hard Rock is a very special moment in all of our lives. So I can totally.
Yes, it is. As much as we all have pleasant memories, some that we would never admit to in a court of law at the Hard Rock Vegas, I'm really excited to see what Virgin does there. The live music venue and entertainment theater is going to hold 4,500 people.
I love that.
Suites all been redone. It's, it's part of the Curio collection, which I love that synergy between Virgin and Curio. I just think this is a win-win-win for everybody. The guests, both Hilton and Virgin and the ownership group. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see that.
Virgin has done it right. I've been to, I'm looking forward to going to Las Vegas. I completely enjoyed the one in Chicago. And of course, the one here in Dallas is fantastic. So congratulations to Allie.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, hey, big news. Our friends over at Hotel Management Magazine have got their 2021 Voice of Designer survey now open.
So what does that mean exactly?
Well, that means that they're surveying and polling all the interior designers.
That would not be good at all.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. You're right. But they're getting all the interior designers, the architects, landscapers, lighting, all these people together to talk about hotels. And Glenn, you and I have always been championing that it's the experience. Okay, we've got to get away from that cookie cutter McDonaldization of hospitality. So I think it's going to be an interesting survey, and we'll see what it comes back with for changes with COVID-19.
That being said, being that Dave and I were on the road this week, I had the fortune of eating McDonald's on the New York State Thruway.
Yeah, that's a gourmet. That steak dinner we had at Resorts World had nothing compared to that, I'm sure.
It did, dude. Seriously. I mean, the fries, they were perfectly salted. So forget that amazing ribeye steak that I had at Resorts World, courtesy of the Scott Conant brand. Forget that. Michelle says, "Ooh, Kate, Virgin Hotel in Dallas definitely rocks. Have you been? You've been there?
Nice.
Yes, yeah. They great hotel, great, of course, great vision and design, and a great rooftop bar. Of course, we're not enjoying any rooftop bars here in Dallas at 32 degrees, but I'm looking forward to get out there soon.
Oh, woe is you. 32.
I know.
You're dreaming of 32 over here.
Hey, we had 64 in Newport Beach. So
Oh.
I'm loving life right now. If I go outside, though, I'll
All
have
right,
to
I want to thank Craig Sullivan, whose partnership with us has just ended on that one.
We hardly knew ye.
Craig, you got anything else in the news that you want to talk about?
You know what? The construction pipeline out here in California is really cooking right now. It is robust. We're second in the country behind your guys' hometown of New York City. We've got New York's got 150 projects going on with over 25,000 rooms. LA's coming in second with 148 projects and nearly 25,000 rooms. So our good friends at Lodging Econometrics are putting out the end of the year report and lots of good data. It's a good time to be building a hotel. There are still, I was talking to lenders yesterday and the day before, and they are still doing construction loans. They may not be at 65% of loan to value like most loans, but there are opportunities to fill in those gaps. We've also got a plethora of hotel brand conversions, and talking to all the brand development people across the country, that's really what they're looking at as being the backbone of their business for at least the next 2 years.
Boy, this is definitely a springboard for comedy right there, Craig.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I agree with you. So we're going to see what happens there. But, I had Lori Gardner from IHG on my Click Connect show. We were talking about the mini brand, dual branded hotel asset that they've come up with for certain markets, depending on population and a few other things. So there's a lot of opportunities out there, and I'm happy to see that. It's a little bit of a lighter thing. That's
great. Kate, anything to comment on?
IHG is rebranded there to IHG Hotels and Resorts, bringing up the IHG.
Yep. Oh yeah, they did do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did a whole little no vacancy tonight on that, remember?
We sure did. And
shot.
I like this rule. This is pretty good. Yeah, I'm just looking to see if I still have that stuff on there, but I do not. Nope. I was really efficient and I deleted it. Otherwise, I could have shown the logo and stuff like that. Oh, well, hey, that's what we call bringing the show to a dead stop. Sorry. Anyway, Dave, say something magical. Save me.
Well, I mean, some good news out of New York. Big venues are allowed 10% of capacity starting on the 23rd. So as Craig was just talking about, New York City is still number one in development pipeline. So we are, I think, moving in the right direction. I think the Nets have already said the first day that they will be allowed to have fans in. They're going to have, I think, 2,000 people. The Knicks Rangers aren't too far behind.
Wait, hold on. Are they actually going to be able to get 2,000 people to care enough about the Nets to go?
Well, that's a different story, but they're going to at least offer that many tickets to people to come in the door. But definitely a step in the right direction, with New York certainly being a state that has been very into the lockdowns and very precautious. The Bills having a successful playoff run with fans was a big part of this, according to Governor Cuomo. So things are moving in the right direction.
All right. So fingers crossed. I am just so hoping for a fish tour this summer. My shows from last August in Atlantic City got postponed. If I don't get them this summer, I may go even crazier than I appear right now. You do not want. All work and no play makes Glenn a dull boy.
Yeah. How much are we all missing live music venues right now? We've got some of the best in the country in California that are outdoors.
Yeah.
We've got the Hollywood Bowl, the Greek Theater. We've got the Bowl up in Santa Barbara. We've got various other venues around the state that are, just amazing. And there's nothing better than a fish concert at the Great Theater of the Hollywood
Well,
Bowl.
thanks for reminding me of two venues I've never seen them in. So that works out great. But, let me tie it back to Las Vegas. I'm so glad that Las Vegas has gotten into that headliner kind of universe, right? Because I love going to see live music in Las Vegas. I got to see some my first ever Fish Halloween show in Vegas. And now for those of you who aren't, who actually have a life unlike me that follows these kinds of things, Fish has been known for putting on a musical costume every year when they play a Halloween show. So they'll play a regular Fish set, then they'll do a musical concert, musical costume, then they'll do a third Fish set. And they've done like Talking Heads albums, and they did the Beatles' White Album, and they've done a lot of really cool things over the years. So I got to go see one of those Halloween shows at the MGM Grand in Vegas on Halloween. What an amazing experience that was to go see a band that you love and then to come pouring out, and it's Halloween in Vegas. I mean, how cool is that, right?
Yeah.
Very few things better.
Yeah. The only thing better is New Year's Eve there in Vegas. So come on. Yeah. Great time.
I spent my 90s going to Fish New Year's Eve shows. I did a couple of times go to Times Square when I was 20 and 21-ish, or maybe somewhere around there. One year was awesome because, in the pre-9/11 world, things were awesome and easy. So we were just hanging out in Times Square in this pen, but there was no security. We were underage drinking. We were hanging out, having a great time, and all of that kind of stuff. Nobody hassled you. Then the next year, that year was great, but then the next year we couldn't get to the same awesome spot that we had. And unfortunately it turned into a horrible melee and we almost got trampled. It was not a fun story. So we never went again. After that, we just started going to Fish shows on New Year's Eve. I retired from New York City New Year's Eve after that one.
You were elevated. I think you elevated.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure. Any other news stories, Craig, or should we move on?
I think we should move on from the news. I think that was enough. I think we should talk about how we miss our conversations after we've been on the trade floor and in the education sessions and all these conferences all day. Get back to a light conversation. What do you think?
I really do miss all of that kind of stuff for sure. And man, I got to tell you, Craig, this sucks because one of the ways that we got to know each other was sitting at Eye Candy at Mandalay Bay. We both stumbled in there at 5 in the afternoon for the beginning of the happy hour, right? And then 20 minutes later, it was 3 a.m. And the guys were like, "You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here." Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Glenn, you've heard me say this 1,000,001 times, and I'm going to say it again. Glenn and I solidified our friendship 20 odd some years ago at the lodging conference at the Arizona Biltmore. And it all started with an in-depth discussion about moving or staying at this classic piece of Americana, which I love. Yeah. And at the time, the hotel was not in the best shape. I'll admit that, okay? They were trying to figure out how they were going to renovate it. But this wonderful friendship came from that. We've talked endlessly since then, and we found ways to work together. And when I launched Click, the first thing that I thought of is I want somebody who's going to grab the audience, bring them in, shake them up, wake them up, and get them involved. And who was that? Yeah, Glenn Hausman. I did trim the beard.
Now that I'm looking at that shirt looks a little too big on me. I should really need to get better tailor going on. Did you ever make any great friendships over conferences?
I was just about to say, Craig, you and I met at Alice, and I'm just thinking of all just having those conversations is always like it's always like the meeting after the meeting, right? You really get some great insights and you really learn a lot of stuff, but it's always about the great and rich conversations afterwards and partaking in a few cocktails with folks where people are just exposed and real And that's, you know, that's the best part about getting together.
It is. It's just amazing. Now, Amy just had a comment that producer Dave showed that you bring back the conferences, and absolutely. Now, Amy, just so that you know, Glenn is opening my conference on March 4th. It is a virtual one, but we are planning to have the real life event in October.
Conference? I thought you told me I was opening a beer for you.
No, I would never ask you to open. I will open your beer. I would never ask you to open my beer. Okay.
Excellent. All right, guys. I think this is the perfect time to take a quick break from some of our not sponsors. What do you think about that, Craig?
I think that's a very good idea.
All right, we'll be right back.
I think
Enjoy this word from our sponsors.
Sorry, we never got your reservation. Surprise!
You get enough surprises when you travel. That's why Holiday Inn thinks the best surprise is no surprise. You know you'll get a reservation you can count on and a big, comfortable room at a comfortable price. There are 152 special standards for rooms, reservations, restaurants that let you know at every Holiday Inn the best surprise is no surprise.
Wherever I go, people ask me what a New Jersey vacation is like. Well, it's long white beaches, surf fishing, all sorts of entertainment, amusements in the sun. It's America's heritage, canoeing and camping in the mountains. In fact, it's so many different things that we think of it as a vacation in America the Beautiful, only smaller. New Jersey and you, perfect together.
That was fun.
Thank you, sponsors.
Are you old enough to remember those governors from New Jersey commercials? New Jersey and you, perfect together. They were like.
I was trying to understand his accent. That's not a Jersey accent.
I don't know what it is. It's like Welsh or something. I have no idea what's going on.
It's not California.
But you guys can check out California anytime you like, or click Connect for that matter. And listen, while you're clicking a few things, those might not be sponsors, but you guys can drop us a line at glenn@rouse.media or Craig at cliconference.com.
Correct.
How you could sponsor our show. All right, so I love that Holiday Inn ad. Kate, what did you think about that?
Oh man, I wanted that duvet. Did you see that duvet with the big flowers? Like, if I could get a Holiday Inn towel and that duvet, I'm a happy girl.
Oh, I got a closet full that I sold in the 80s.
We're going to make that happen. Yeah. Between Glenn and I, we've got tchotchkes from every brand for all decades. So it's on its way.
Dave, what do you think of that ad from the 70s?
I think I was about 20 years before I was born, so it's a little old school for me, but I'm sure it fits right into your guys' demographic.
But don't you love how like they had a whole riff on not having reservations because it was all like you got to call in on the phone
and nothing has changed. There's still people going to hotels without reservations. There's still people having reservations on wrong dates, and guess what? We will also tell you, sorry, we can't help you today. Just kidding. We're hospitality. We always figure it out.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
I can't end my career just yet.
All right, guys. A little breaking news. We got to go to the beer cam again. So let's do that. We're in night mode now with the beer.
Uh-oh. Be careful of critters out there, Glenn. Don't let the neighborhood raccoon in.
I know. No, we don't want to do that at all. All right.
The cats would not be happy.
Yeah.
You know what was ironic about the Jersey commercial? Honestly, the first thing I could think of, because I'm not from New Jersey, so the Tom Keene era I don't think I was here for yet, but it just kind of sent me back to when Chris Christie kicked everybody off the beaches, the public beaches, and then decided to have a whole personal beach day to himself.
Yeah,
there's style of a New Jersey vacation.
Yeah, now that's a New Jersey vacation, but I got to tell you, a few weeks ago, I was infatuated with the whole notion of that picture of Chris Christie with the Bernie Sanders picture. And I was like begging people to send me memes with that Bernie Sanders picture with Chris Christie. I wish I was that talented to do that sort of stuff.
Well, that's why we have producer Dave. So.
Right. All right, guys.
I got his feet around here.
So I think it's really important to talk about our next segment right now and how I went out and I asked a question out on Facebook. All right. So, we all love our hotel guests, but sometimes guests do strange things. Guests are awkward and all of that. So I went out to the folks at Hospitality Family, a great Facebook group that I follow all the time, and I asked them, what's the most uncomfortable but not sex related? And I got to tell you guys, I said that specifically because if I didn't say not sex related, they would all be sex related. So I think only about 97% were. So I did good with that. So what's the most uncomfortable guest interaction you've ever had, and what made it weird for you? So I want to thank the good folks over at the Hospitality Family page for approving that post and allowing this happen. Now, listen, guys, we got hundreds of comments on it. I thought we would have like a few and it would be one thing or another, but we have hundreds, and that's why I had producer Dave set something up for us. So what I've done is I've put the comments into different categories, and you are going to have to decide amongst yourselves which category to pick. So Dave, let's get going on these categories.
Oh,
First one, the naked truth. Then we've got.
Oh, I misunderstood what we were doing here. I apologize. I thought we were going one by one instead of popping them all off. So you're gonna have to give me a little break. I have to cut myself off for a second.
Oh my goodness!
And then I will have this back
live streaming.
Right.
This is for anybody who ever wanted to know. Take a shot, No Vacancy. Behind the scenes of No Vacancy and how orderly we are. This is really a great example of how much detail goes into these shows. We have great planning, we have great execution, but we do it all individually. None of us really talk to each other. So
to be fair, that none of us actually like each other or respect each other.
So Glenn gave me this great email. It doesn't tell me what we're actually going to do with it, and I guessed wrong this time.
Well, it's because it's all here, right? Dave is a great psychic. He's really terrific, but sometimes it goes wrong. So you got the next category, or do you want me to just...
You need to give me a little bit of time. I got to develop some new...
I can tell a story about
Let's do an ad. Let's do an ad lib here, Glenn. Kate, tell us about revenue performance.
Yeah.
You know how many times she had to beat me over the head so I got that in there? A lot.
Well, it's so funny. What's interesting is when you say revenue performance, people automatically think revenue management, and revenue management is only one part of what we call the revenue trifecta. So we work with organizations on how do we achieve higher levels of revenue performance, and we do that through elevating the three disciplines of sales, marketing, and revenue management, and talking about how do we optimize and integrate, not just collaborate, but integrate, right? Because we can collaborate, but integration is 2.0. But
and with the integration, you are also getting the communication, because not everybody gets that.
That's right.
And you and I were having a great conversation the other day about revenue performance and getting these team members to actually communicate and understand and bring this to the table.
Yeah.
So, it's something that's sorely needed right now, but also through when we are truly in the tail end of the recovery part and recovered. Yeah. So I know you're working with a good friend of both Glenn's and mine, Chris Green.
Yeah.
I did an intro for you with a good friend of mine. I'm not going to mention him because you're still trying to do the dance and figure out how you can help one another. Yeah. But I think revenue performance, if you're not thinking about that, that's what you need to start thinking about. And Kate Berta and company are definitely the ones to help you maneuver and bring your team together for that. And Kate, you've had success stories all across the country. Select service, full service, destination resorts. Tell us a dirty little secret about one of your groups. No, I'm kidding. Tell us about one of your success stories.
Well, I'm gonna talk about Chris Green and
no vacancy
Chesapeake, because Chris Green and Clifford over there at Chesapeake, they really were interested in how do they show up differently, and I was so impressed by not only their leadership, but their idea of being able to pivot to something that they may not even understand. So, when we talk about going to the next level, a lot of times people are really comfortable in what they've done in the past. And the only thing that's difficult is what worked in the past. And so having the audacity and the exposure and just really the chutzpah to leave legacy thinking behind and jump into something like Chris and Clifford at Chesapeake, and they've seen incredible results from that.
Absolutely. Now, on the flip side of that coin, or maybe another coin, Glenn and I have no legacy. Okay, it's all about nostalgia. I'm older. You're catching me, but you're probably right. But if you look at this, when Glenn and I sat down and started talking about doing the show, it was about the smoky lounge, the bar. Let's sit down and have a conversation, have some fun, mid-century modern vibe, and just kind of bring a jazz rock and roll edge to it. And I don't know, Glenn, if we succeeded on any of those points, I'm not sure, but I think it's been a lot of fun.
Chalk this up to another one of life's failures.
We're ready.
Hey, all right.
Nice.
Let's do this again, everybody. So
let's see how I can screw this up this time.
And I asked some questions. All right, well, we got so many responses, and instead of just reading some of them and commenting on them, I thought I'd break them down into categories. Here are those categories that we came up with. Number 1, the naked truth, followed by, ooh, now that's awkward, followed by, celebrities do the darndest things, and how much exactly did you drink? And finally, you're in trouble. Who would have thought that'd be a whole category unto itself?
Sadly,
hotel. It didn't surprise me, but it's
sadly, I have a story for each one of these categories.
Well, who doesn't in that case of having all these categories?
Yeah, I think I'm with Dave on that.
What category do you want to go with?
Asking me?
No, Craig, Kate, pick a category. Pick a category.
You've got to go the
celebrities.
Oh, celebrities.
No. What do you want to go with, Kate? You're the guest. Screw
the nude, the naked. I don't know if there's a difference between the naked.
All right, we'll go with the naked truth. But you know what? Oh my God! You know what I did? I left all my answers in Dropbox, and now I just go to Dropbox.
Well, here we go. Now it's my turn to cover for Glenn. So, because I have
while I grab the right
several of them, because I've worked in hotels.
Better. I've got a really good story involving a major celebrity at a hotel.
I got several. So let's see. I'm working at.
Dave, tell your story.
Well, I'll keep it real nice and quick. So I'm working at an airport property, major airport. Manager at the time of the front desk, and I come out and I see a young lady speaking to one of my agents, and he just looks kind of concerned. It's very strange. So I just happen to go over that way, see what's going on. As they're continuing the conversation, I hear the famous words, well, I can't afford that, but I can work for it. And I said, okay, here we go. So I start to come into the conversation, and I just happen to notice, by the way, I forgot to say this, as I walk out, I notice she's in a one-piece bathing suit. So it's the summer. I'm working at a upper scale type of property.
Piece,
So
unfortunately, it was just the bikini top.
oh no, we're getting there. We're getting there.
One piece.
So a little strange because it's more of an upscale property, but it's summertime. I get it. Okay. As I'm talking to her, trying to get her out of the front lobby, I notice that this one-piece bathing suit is completely see-through.
Oh my!
And nothing underneath at all. So now I'm panicking, trying to get her out because I have an entire restaurant full of people. I have a lobby full of people because it's 7:30 at night as people are checking in. And I have this naked lady saying she wants to work for a room. So, yes, that is only one of my many naked stories.
Room? Oh, my goodness, Dave. That is absolutely incredible. All right. So, one of the responses was, there's always a laugh when people would lock themselves out of the room butt naked and make their way to the front desk for help. Seriously, learn how to flip the latch and keep the door open. How many times have you heard that story happen, right?
How many times have you been the butt of that story, Glenn?
Ooh!
Listen, I never get locked out of my room. I do it on purpose. All right? Suzanne Markham Bagnera says, naked sleepwalkers, it's like you don't want to touch them and guide them to room, but if you knew they were going to sleepwalk, what are you doing sleeping naked? Right?
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
All right, we got a couple more on this particular category. The next one is, our guest, VP of Biggest Client, was running naked through the halls of an extended stay hotel. He met a lady at our bar, went to her room next door, and he came back naked because she really did take him for everything he had. One time, Blaine Anderson encountered a 70-year-old female guest riding alone in the elevator with a poodle under her arm. No big deal, but she was in her birthday suit. And Jay Johnson said, the owner of a very large and famous lobster company in Boston used to stay with us. He always treated this hotel like home. Unfortunately, he decided to sit in the lobby regularly in his underwear to read the newspaper. Never bothered him. They seemed to be okay with it, and everybody liked the family vibe in the place.
Home away from home. Glenn, how come it's always a poodle? How come it's always a poodle?
Right. I think there's been everyone's been going crazy with the little under the arm dogs and stuff like that. Yeah. It's a little bit too much. But now that the airlines are clamping down, maybe we'll see an emu to like mastiffs or something like that,
Yeah, the emu comfort animal.
Who doesn't have an emu comfort animal? I got to tell you,
it's my service animal.
You love comedy. The best place to find comedy on TV, not sitcoms, insurance commercials. When did that happen? I love Limu the Emu. That shit is hysterical. And the Geico people are the funniest people I've ever seen on the planet.
Geico is great.
Oh my goodness!
Wow, right. Somebody just reserved a seat for Click. Thank you very much. I appreciate
Amy
that.
Montgomery.
Thank you, Amy.
All right,
very nice of you.
That is the drunk ones. I thought let's do a couple of the awkward ones that I think are really funny. So, one of them is Homeland Security showed us a pic of a guy they were looking for, and as they were taking him out the door, a group of pastors were getting out of their shuttle bus.
Yeah. Put that out there for the Catholic kid that barely survived Catholic school. Okay.
So, let's see another good one. 2 hours before the wedding, a catering manager was going over the final timing and details when the groom presented the bride with a prenup. Can you imagine standing there when that particular
happened? Wow, what timing.
I know, right?
By the way,
Was that here in LA? Because that sounds very familiar.
soon to be at the new Virgin Hotel in Las Vegas.
All right, so I need to do an official trigger warning for the next one or two of these. If anybody's uncomfortable with anything, please turn this off right now. So one guest apparently complained that their toilet water level was too high because the male guest's testicles kept hitting the water and getting wet. That is really uncomfortable. And I had a guest when I worked in New York ask me how to get to the Pacific Ocean. I also had to try to rent a room, and that Jesus sent him here on a mission and was paying us with the Lord's blessing. That might have been one of this person's favorite stories. He has so many, though. And, of course, this one is from Gloria Morales, and she says, I'm a server, and one day a guest at my table began to cry hysterically and hide behind one of her friends. I asked if something was wrong, and the friend informed her that the gentleman who just walked up to the bar with a 20-something-year-old was her friend's husband. She just found out he'd been cheating on her.
Oh,
That is awkward.
Man,
hey,
hotels are
Glenn, on your first story about the water, that's actually a syndrome. It's called LBS.
Oh, boy. And what does that stand for, Craig?
I was about to say.
Low ball syndrome.
You know what?
Where
That
is
was so good.
I need an applause there.
Dave, what'd you say?
I said I need an applause there, Glenn. I was looking for the sound effects.
For sure. All right. So that's our take a look around at some of the things. We'll save some of the other categories for future weeks. So any other weird examples of things that you guys have seen out there in your years on the road? We all got some weird stories.
I want to hear Craig's celebrity story.
Okay. There was a hotel resort in Palm Springs. A very famous actor who went on to launch a superhero film genre.
Before he got clean, we'll say?
Pardon
Before
me?
he got clean, we'll say?
Yes. It was his last arrest. So one of my groups was buying it, and they had a group that was going to buy it from them in New York, but it was a whole interesting scenario. So we're working on the deal and trying to get the escrow closed. And we're sitting at a table going through all the documentation and the restrictions and everything else. So I look up and I said, you know what? You should have that suite with its own butler dressed up like the county sheriff who picked him up. And you can name it after that actor. Now, it got a lot of laughs at the time. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not getting any right now, but yeah.
There you go.
I've got a naked one. I was a manager on duty, and this was in Miami. And
always Florida,
right? It's always. And the security guards called me and they said, yeah, a woman is on floor, I don't know, what was it, floor 17. And she's, of course, naked. Of course. But not with a poodle. But she was shooting people.
Doberman.
She was shooting people with the fire extinguisher as they got off the elevator. Yeah.
Oh my
I don't know if that's awkward or naked. Or...
I feel uncomfortable about this whole part. I keep thinking about wondering if she had a hairless cat.
Right.
That's a wild one right there. I've never gotten that far into the.
All right, I think I've.
How about a funny one? How about a funny one?
All of the good years of reputation that I've had.
Cheers to that one.
So we've got a hotel here in Newport Beach, and I'm not going to say which one, but this gentleman checked in. A friend of mine was working at the front desk. And it's, guys, first time ever being in a hotel. And I tell you, this is absolutely true. Checks in. She decides to, really give him the VIP treatment, take him to his room, everything, brings the bellman with his bags. A few minutes go by. He calls the front desk and asks for my friend. She picks up the phone and goes, I need your help. I can't get out of here. There's 2 doors. One's the bathroom. The other one says, do not disturb. How do I get out of the room?
I believe it.
Where to go?
I believe it.
What was your next question? Where did you get those drugs and how can I get some?
Yeah, something.
I'll give you a celebrity story where, honestly, the celebrity had nothing to do with this story. It's completely egg on my face. But I'm going to assume you guys are all familiar with who Pat Benatar is.
Yes.
Of course.
I wasn't.
Right. Well,
So
wrong decade.
So it's a Sunday morning at the airport property, and some guy's out front looking really, really frantic. Go outside, see how I can help him. And he says, we're supposed to have a transport van to come pick up my person's equipment, go drop it at the airport, come back and get the rest of the crew. Okay, no problem. He's like, I really need to know the timing because I can't have them down here. I don't want anybody to disturb them while they're waiting for the shuttle. I'm like, okay, well, is it a celebrity? Guy goes, yes. I said, okay, who is it? He says, Pat Benatar. My next very smart and good answer was, well, would you like me to take him out the side door? I'd be glad to help him out. He just looked at me and goes, I think it's okay. So, okay,
I think it's
no
okay.
problem.
Yeah.
So my wife, my parents, really nobody's letting me live that one down to this point.
Wow, that is good.
Yeah.
Hey, Glenn, save Ferris.
Yeah, that's right. One of my favorite movies, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, changed my entire life. To this day, anything that happens 9 times, I can't help but think of Rooney. 9 times.
Pretty sure if Glenn had never seen that movie, he'd be like Anthony. Full suit and tie every day. Nice full hair.
I almost did a spit take.
It's Ferris Bueller's Day Off that sent Glenn down this fish path.
That and lots of substances, but that's a story. Another show. I've only had 4 or 5 beers, so we can't go down that category yet. Yes,
that's for the book, Glenn. That's for the book.
Speaking of book, I've got my first book, Adapters, that I co-wrote, coming out at the end of the month, beginning of March as well. So looking forward to seeing that one actually in print. So I had a goal that I was going to write a book by the time I was 30. Took me an extra 20 years to co-write a book, but I'm getting there. So there's still hope for me in the future, I hope.
Well, I got a real quick celebrity story from Amy from our audience. Please keep sending them in. But celebrity story. Watch the Netflix documentary, Always at the Carlisle. There's a scene where Alan Cumming is posed naked with feathers. She's going to leave it right there, but you can probably imagine. Her construction company was the one who
Amy,
made that
that's
hotel
great.
from top to bottom.
Well, let's tie that into Pat Benatar. Alan Cumming, stop using sex as a weapon. That's all I have.
I can't.
When did he put that song out?
I can't wait to meet.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes, Suzanne.
Love is a battlefield. Yes.
All right. So we're starting to run out of time. I can't believe this has happened, Craig. What do you think so far of how that first show went? Was it as disastrous as you were pestering me about?
I think it's great. You know what? We're going to change and evolve, but this was so much fun having Kate on. Working with producer David is great. Always with you, my friend. It's wonderful. What do you think?
I think we have to have Kate back when the show's eventually entertaining.
I'm so grateful to be on it, and what a privilege to be one. Like I want a T-shirt that says one and then save Ferris on the back.
That's right. I love it.
We're going to send you one that has the Friday Night Audit logo with the number 1 on the back.
Oh,
Okay.
That is awesome. So I'm very happy that you all were here tonight, but we've got one more test to do. We've got to do some shameless plugs. And of course, that means it's time for a little plug up.
And we've got our Plug-a-Palooza. So, Kate, let's start with you. And please tell everybody how they can get a hold of you and tell them about your company real quickly.
Yeah, so easy to get in touch with me. It's just kate@kateberta.com. And we work with companies to, we work right alongside you to help to achieve higher levels of revenue. And who doesn't like money? So,
we all like money.
Yeah, we have a great time. And really, it's really about how do we make each other bigger, better, faster, stronger.
Absolutely.
Isn't that a Daft Punk song?
Yes.
I love Daft Punk.
Good catch, Glenn. Good catch. David, you're doing so many great things on YouTube, okay? And we're going to start with No Vacancy, so a shot through my clear beer, no brand, and your own show. So let's give the audience how they can watch your show and give you a plug, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll let Glenn take care of the No Vacancy live plug, but a lot of great stuff going over there. But I also started a show called Be My Guest. So it's unfortunately nobody had that name already. I didn't realize that. So it's Be My Guest 1 on iTunes, but you can catch it on YouTube. Just go on YouTube, search my name, David Mignano. If I get enough followers, I learned I can actually change the YouTube channel's name to Be My Guest, but it won't let me do it just yet. So go on YouTube, search my name, David Mignano, subscribe to my channel so I can actually make that official. But what we're doing is we're talking to different hoteliers from all different walks. So it could be line level staff, management staff, whoever it is, about their stories. So think of if you've ever seen Humans of New York, very similar to that, but in the hospitality realm. So we're just telling your story so that somebody can probably relate to it. So if you want to be involved in it, reach out to me on LinkedIn or on Facebook, connect with Glenn, connect with Craig. They'll forward you over to me if you want to. But anybody, it's open to anybody who wants to come and tell their story. I have about 8 or 9 episodes already still recorded, ready to go. Wow. So we release it every week on Tuesdays about 10 a.m. Follow me on LinkedIn to see it right there. Again, subscribe on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, all the good stuff. Check it out and give me some comments.
Absolutely. You know, I was helping our buddy Glenn. I was helping our buddy Bruce Ford celebrating 25 years, and I was pushing my audience from Click Connect to go to the lodging econometrics page and send them over the 2,000 mark. So I want to ask everybody who's watching today, go to David's YouTube page and push him over. Let him get some numbers and let's help him out. He's a great, great person. So thank you.
Well, I don't know what else to say. Dave, you're all right. I don't know about great. I don't know. I mean, all right.
He puts up with both
of
us.
Dave, he's a freaking awesome producer. I'm so glad that you came into my life. And let me tell you, Dave did it all himself. He found me. He stalked me. He gave me lots of bodily threats, but it worked. And he's, now he's proven himself. I'm a little scared. I'm a little intimidated because there's always a threat of violence, but it's going really well so far. Also, while you're at it, be sure to check out novacancynews.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube page. I want you all to be legendary. Oh, yeah, shit. I said that. All right. Well, I'm the only one being free with the language on this show. I think that's pretty fucked up that you guys are using bad language.
Fucking A, no, you're not.
What? Can we give a quick shout out to our friend here? I can't see who the name is because LinkedIn's having an issue, but hello from Peru. The show's already made international waves, guys.
Thank you.
Aloha.
Oh, and Suzanne, my
awesome. You got to do that one.
Suzanne helping me out. That's apparently my YouTube link channel. So
yeah. When you get over that threshold, you're able to change it to your name. Right?
Yeah. So I need to hit that threshold. So good luck to everybody from typing all that in. I'm sure everyone's gonna be the first ones to do that. But Suzanne, thank you for posting it up for me.
You, Suzanne.
How fantastic is Suzanne?
And, while we're talking about Bruce Ford at Lodging Econometrics, I want to thank him for disappointing us and not being here tonight. Craig, how about you? Any plugs?
Hey, click Virtual is coming on March 4th. We've already had one registration because of the show tonight. Check out our website at cliconference.com.
2 registrations?
Pardon me?
So what does that bring you up to? 2 registrations?
Yeah, because I know I'm registered.
No, actually, we're we got 4.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We just doubled it.
No, actually, we broke the century mark. So and that was including comps of David, Glenn, and Kate. So, but yeah, and then Kate Bird has been on my show, Click Connect. Glenn's been on my show, Click Connect. We're gonna have to have David on as well, so you can see that. Check out California. It has been on hiatus because I'm not allowed to travel.
You're in California. There's a thing called a car. You can.
Yeah. None of the hoteliers want me filming episodes of
you
their
have
shows
2
right
cars.
now.
You could figure it out, dude.
Glenn says this after
I
a
got
harrowing journey on Tuesday morning through the Catskill Mountains with no cell service during a blizzard.
Yeah,
that was fun. I don't think I'm going to be driving for a long time after that experience.
Guys,
so Craig, stay right where you are.
That was the worst. That was the worst condition I've driven on since I tried to get to Albany to see a fish show in like 1994. It was not pleasant.
And you were younger.
Oh my God. I thought my mom was freaked out now about me driving. I'm 50 years old and my mom is still worried about me driving in the snow. But then, I thought I was invincible and I knew everything. That was not a good choice that I made to put my family through that kind of stress.
So we now learned something today.
You guys had great shows from that location and also that mansion that got converted. So congratulations.
We learned something as well, everybody. So there's 2 things in this world that will make Glenn risk his life in the snow to attend. 1 is a Fish concert. 2 is Anthony Malcari.
Only one of those. Which one?
I love it. Hey, Glenn, you want to give yourself a shameless plug?
Okay, check out novacancynews.com. Please like us on Facebook, like us on LinkedIn. Don't hold any of this against me. I got 2 kids going to college in just a year and a half. I need your help. So be legendary. Like my stuff. Follow us. We really appreciate you. You got to watch No Vacancy Live every day, Monday through Thursday at noon. We got the best guests, and it is actually productive and helpful, not like this show. There's no alcohol involved. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You guys have any final thoughts before we wrap up this bad boy?
Kate Berta, thank you for being here today, being our first guest.
Great job on that beer today, Kate.
It's talent, baby.
Yes.
It's focus right here.
Whew. I wish I had that kind of focus. I got to do 1 sip.
Producer David, thank you. And Glenn, I love you,
brother.
I
love you too. This was a really bad idea that we had, but hopefully you guys out there enjoyed what happened here. I hope we can keep up the energy every week. This was so much fun. I got to freaking tell you, this is exactly what I needed. I needed to have some fun. I don't know how I'm supposed to go out and face my family after this, but I will deal with the consequences. And hopefully we'll see you next week on Friday Night Audit and our incredible, wonderful, awesome Cavalcade of Fun.
We've got a special guest for next week.
We do?
Yes.
Who?
We're going to have Mr. Stephen Medell from Pacifica Hotels on.
Ooh, that'll be a fun one. I'm looking forward to that.
Yes. He created a brand for them, and they're in the boutique segment. It's going to be fun.
All right. Well, nobody's going to be able to hold a candle to Kate, but
God, no. God.
Right.
Don't worry, Amy. We're going to do this every Friday night in perpetuity, or at least 2 weeks until I die of alcohol poisoning.
I was just saying, or until I liver gives out.
First. So thanks, guys. Listen, I got to tell you, a really special thanks to all of you. I'm just so happy that I'm able to be myself for once in front of everybody and not put on this persona and stuff like that. This has been so much fun. Honestly, I got to tell you, Craig, this is what I've been really wanting to do for years and years and years.
Yeah.
I really want to be somewhat of a late night talk show host or a game show host. Either one would be well. So I kind of feel like this kind of fit both.
I want to be the sidekick, so I'm good.
Right.
It works.
Do you guys know what the drink of the day is next week, so people can prepare?
No, I'm totally disorganized. I got to figure that shit out. But it will.
I'm saying tequila sunrise, but
all right, you're gonna.
That's just me.
All right. Craig said Tequila Sunrise. Stay tuned to see what happens. We'll see you here next Friday night. The Friday Night Audit, which you know is going to be a cavalcade of fun. See you at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. London Time, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. See you all real soon. Thank you so much for watching.